Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John and Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live from Theta TV at 6:16 in the morning on June 30th, 2021, the last day of the month of June before we get on to July. And yes, this is my video blog, nothing more, nothing less, and I am just talking about everything that I'm learning in the crypto space every single day. And could be right or could be wrong. It is what it is, but I appreciate everybody's feedback. And this is obviously not financial advice, and I'm not your teacher, man. So do your own research. And yeah, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so definitely not shilling anything. So anything I say about a project is going to be straight from my own mouth, and that's about it. So I've been broadcasting live every single morning since February 6th. And so, yeah. And then I've been broadcasting before, not every single morning, since October 24th. That's when I started all this video blog journey. Anyway, let's take a look here over at CoinGecko and see what we have. All right, what is the markets doing? Yesterday, they started going back into the green, which was cool. Everybody's, getting all the high on the hopium again. So, we'll see. I don't mind the retrace. I get paid this Friday, so maybe I can throw down on some more crypto before we start blasting up again. Bitcoin, $34,885.30. Ethereum, $2,149.87. Tether, dollar, of course. Binance, $293.43. Cardano, $1.34. Dogecoin, sitting at 25 cents around about. XRP 67 cents, USDC. So we have three stable coins still in the top 10. That's weird to me. Polkadot 1569, Bitcoin Cash 513.39, Litecoin 141.68, Uniswap $18, Solana 32.92, Chainlink 18.91, Ethereum Classic 59.24, and Polygon $1.12. Then we'll go down here to Theta Network. Theta Network is, and where's TFuel, is at 677, so that is a buy in my book. But let's see where TFuel is. Where'd you go here, TFuel? Okay, at 40 cents. So that as well, even though it's, I remember back in the days when TFuel was 2 cents. I remember way back in the day when TFuel was 2 cents. So I'm that old. I started investing in Theta Network, I guess, April of last year. Maybe March. It was during the whole dip, and Theta Network had just come out, and I was really starting to try to wrap my head around a lot of these crypto projects, and Theta Network was one I could actually understand. At that point, I didn't really understand a lot of this new DeFi stuff coming out, because that was just before the DeFi summer. Synthetics had just like really come out strong. Yearn Finance was coming out in a big way. So, and not too long after that was all the sushi swap vampire attacks and all that stuff. So I was having a hard time understanding a lot of that. But TFuel and Theta, it made sense, to share bandwidth for video platforms in a decentralized way. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I went on the Theta TV. Let's see here. Theta.tv. And I just started watching videos. And back then, there wasn't really a whole lot of content. Now there's a lot more content, as you can see. And, I think I just passed by there. So anyway, whatever. Yeah, new creators channels. All right. I'm not that new anymore. I've been around since October. But anyway, yeah, I kind of mulled on it for a while, learned for a bit, and then October 24th, I said, you know what, it doesn't matter. I see all these YouTubers doing this stuff, and I'm going to create my own channel and just document what I'm doing here. And I couldn't be any worse than some of the other YouTubers out there. Mystery Science Theater 3000, this is pretty awesome. I love watching some of these old films on there. So there's just, all types of stuff and different categories. There's, a lot of gamers, obviously, but, there's other types of categories as well. So there's a crypto category. There's where do you find these categories? Let's see here. Streams. Discover streams. So then you can get streams straight through here, or you can get streams through the edge nodes, and you can download that edge node and contribute to the network. And by contributing to the network, by sharing your unused bandwidth, then you get TFuel. And TFuel is what is the oil, or what is the fuel, that the currency that a lot of these content delivery networks use to buy your bandwidth in order to be able to stream. Because what happens is these content delivery networks like YouTube and Netflix and stuff like that, they find that a lot of times they run into bottlenecks, and because they have their centralized distribution servers at various places across the United States, but in a lot of places there ends up being bottlenecks with dropped streams or muddy streams and stuff like that. But a really good way to get around that is to use decentralized networks instead of centralized ones. And everything's going decentralized nowadays, face it, So it eliminates that, and it costs a lot of money for content delivery networks that are centralized to deal with those issues. So now they don't have to deal with these issues, and they can just throw some TFuel your way, and they get around that. And with the way, I've been jumping in TFuel since April last year, and way back at under 1 cent and 2 cents and stuff like that, and then now where it is at 40 cents. So it's doing pretty well. And same thing with a Theta token, even though it's only at 6.77 right now, and it did get up to almost $20, I believe, and I believe it's going to go back up there. But it's it's a far cry from where it was, like way back at 40 cents and stuff, where TFuel is now. So it's pretty interesting to see this grow and see all the partnerships that have come through Theta TV and stuff like that. And I thought that everybody knew about Theta TV, and I was, not Theta token. Hold on. And I just kind of took it for granted because it's just such a part of my world. But I was in, talking to somebody yesterday in a chat room, and they were looking for solutions for podcasting for multiple streamers under one account. And I was like, well, why don't you just go through Theta TV? Like there's, insane partnerships. It's you can, assign everybody different times to go on and all that stuff, and everybody can use the same stream key. And look at these partnerships with the validators: Google, Sony, Samsung, CAA, Binance, Blockchain, Gumi. I don't know who Private Equity Institutional Group is, but there's a lot of really big names and a lot of interesting involvement going on here. Man, they have like 18 edge nodes in Hawaii. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I lived in Hawaii for like 10 months, and there's a lot of very tech savvy, wealthy people over there. Interesting. I can't remember where my train of thought was going. But Theta today is, let's see here. Where did this tab go? I have like a million tabs open. Okay, so Theta. No, that's my stream. Theta is going here. I will just find it through Twitter again. Okay, here it is. The Medium article. Theta Wallet version 3.0.1 released to enable TFuel staking at block height 10,968,061 on June 30th, which is today. So Theta 3.0 is coming out today. That is huge. And this is Theta Mainnet 3.0 will go into effect at block height 10,968,061 approximately 12 p.m. Pacific, or 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific time. So I guess that makes it about 10 this morning at June 30th, 2021. At that point, TFuel staking will begin on Theta blockchain. If you're already running a Guardian node and staking your Theta tokens, the process will be familiar to you. In the stakes section of your Theta wallet, click stake, and you'll see a new edge node section you can select. So it looks like this. It's really easy staking process. I've staked on, hey, bon matin, Duclos. Is my stream working okay? Can you see me? Because in the past few days I've had some problems with that. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so let's see here. So that's what the staking window looks like, and it's a really easy process. I've done it. I had it staked before. So if you had your TFuel staked on the edge node and it dropped a couple days ago, don't be alarmed. I was alarmed at first, and then I read about this, and I was like, oh, okay. So this is part of the whole Theta Mainnet 3.0. Anyway, the staking rewards are going to be pretty handsome. So I'm not sure exactly how much, but you'll need at least 10,000 TFuel to stake. So, and a maximum of 500,000 TFuel. So that, yeah. So, and there's about a 60-hour unstaking period before they'll appear back in your wallet. So yeah. So Theta 3.0, man, there's a whole lot of stuff coming out with it. Let's see where block height, where we are right now, 10,968.61, and let's see here, Theta Explorer. This is what the Theta Explorer looks like. Every blockchain, if you don't know, has its own Explorer, and this is basically a page that shows all the activity going on a blockchain. Ethereum has the Etherscan blockchain. Bitcoin has its own blockchain Explorer. Bitcoin has its own blockchain Explorer. Every blockchain has a blockchain Explorer page, and this is so anybody and everybody can track all the transactions. So what did they say? 10 9. So let's see. Where was that article? Okay, it's right here. 10,968,061. Okay, so let's see where we are. 10,962,972. All right, so yeah, every blockchain burns a little bit of TFuel, and every blockchain, yeah. So, and then there's 2 transactions that happened in that one, and this is the block hash right here. So, interesting, man. So a little bit of TFuel gets burnt, everyone. So it's kind of a deflationary mechanism going on there. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. I'm excited for Theta Mainnet 3.0 to come out. There's a lot of changes that are going to be made, and for the better. And they did a meeting AMA yesterday, and they say they have a lot of stuff coming up their sleeve that they can't really talk about. Oh, I don't follow Theta Network on Medium. Why? How did that happen? Anyway, so yeah, that's basically that. I won't go on anymore about the Theta news because I consistently talk about Theta. So what else did we have up our sleeve? I wanted to talk a little bit about impermanent loss. With DeFi progressing and a lot of amazing, powerful applications and protocols coming out, there have been a lot of people interested in automated market makers, which are the liquidity pools on a lot of these DeFi platforms. And if you notice on Uniswap, do I have a Uniswap tab up here? Nope, I don't. So let me go into Uniswap and .org. Make sure you're at the right Uniswap, because there are a lot of fake Uniswaps out there and other ones too. So yeah, don't always trust, even from the Google store right now. Somebody was creating an imposter Cardano Yoroi wallet right here in this browser extension. In the actual Apple store or Google store or something like that, and it screwed up a lot of people. So make sure you're downloading the correct wallet, going to the correct DeFi DEX exchange, decentralized exchange. It's really important. Otherwise, you can get screwed out of a lot of money. So let's go to use Uniswap right here. And my wallet is connected right here. Normally you would just go here and you would connect your wallet. Here's my Ethereum address. I created a little Ethereum domain name for myself, eurekajohn.eth. That's a whole other topic, but you can do that, and that way people can easily send you Ethereum. So if you feel like donating to my show, you can go to eurekajohn.eth, although I'm not trying to bum money from you. It's not what I do. And then so right here is where it says pool. And let's take a look at this pool page. All right. So, I guess we'll look at version 2, liquidity. Just to start the basics before we go into liquidity. I don't have any liquidity here. So let's go to right here. You can add liquidity. So you have two pairs right here, Ethereum, and then you can choose, whatever else you want. Let's just say DAI stablecoin right here. And you would have to put in equal amounts of the same token. So if you wanted to put in 1,000, you would have to figure out how much is $500 of Ethereum. So let's say here, let's put in DAI because DAI is pegged to the dollar. So I would have to put in 500 DAI and 0.234385 Ethereum to make the $1,000 I want to put into the liquidity pool. And so that way they would both be equal $500 right now. So let's go back over to this article. There's a problem with that. And when the value of one asset changes significantly over another, there becomes what's called impermanent loss. And you can lose a lot of money that way. If you decide to panic and freak out and pull your funds out while the market is down or up in one way or another, and you don't just ride it out and wait. And a lot of times it will correct itself. So impermanent loss, which entails losing value by providing liquidity to automated market makers, is a risk native to DeFi. So this is a problem that just popped up. For the mass people, it popped up last summer during DeFi summer, and a lot of people got to experience impermanent loss in a very real way for the first time in their lives. And they're like, what's this? I thought I was just gonna, because in these liquidity pools, you earn a percentage of every transaction that goes through that exchange. So right here in swaps, anybody that wants to swap any tokens, let's say Ethereum to Bancor, and then if I had a liquidity pool of both Ethereum and Bancor, I would earn a slight percentage of every single transaction of people swapping Ethereum to Bancor or vice versa. And you can do very well that way, especially if you're in a pool that's not really that populated, that ends up getting quite a bit of traffic. But as I said before, you can also lose your butt. Impermanent loss entails losing value by providing liquidity to automated market makers, which was just what I showed you, is a risk native to DeFi. Understanding how to navigate this phenomenon will help you stay in the green more often than not as a liquidity provider. This bankless tactic, this is a bankless newsletter, will outline a handful of different strategies to teach you how to mitigate impermanent loss in the course of your DeFi activities. The goal, learn how to defend against impermanent loss. And okay, so they have all these little things on here about becoming bankless in various levels. This is an intermediate level skill right here that you can learn in the DeFi world. And they categorize a lot of these things that you learn as various levels, and you can go on your quest in order to become bankless. So what is impermanent loss? The DeFi's ecosystem decentralized exchanges have pioneered the automated market maker model, which is like I just showed you in Uniswap. It's an automated market maker instead of a centralized exchange where they see somebody who wants to make a trade and they match them with somebody else, and then they make the trade, and they provide the liquidity in a lot of cases. The centralized exchange does. But what happens is that centralized exchange owns your crypto for the moment because they own the keys to your crypto, because you have to upload your crypto in order for them to do the exchange. With Uniswap and other and Bancor and other decentralized exchanges, you don't have to upload your money to the exchange. It's right here in your wallet at all times, and you store your crypto. So that is the beauty of that. So that's why I choose to use decentralized exchanges over centralized exchanges. However, during all this gas fee crisis, the gas fees got pretty out of control, and it made it a little bit impractical to do that. So I ended up having to go back and use centralized exchanges. Anyway, that's getting off track. The main idea, traders can swap the tokens they want when they want, and liquidity providers can earn a cut of all the trading fees when it's used. So just like I described to you, you can put in that pair, and then you can earn all the trading fees that come from that pair or wherever it was. Okay. Anyway, back to the article. At this rate, I'm going slow. Sorry. Yeah, for many liquidity pools, it's far from guaranteed that their liquidity pools will profit from trading fees over a particular span of time. That's because of what's called impermanent loss, a fundamental risk of applying assets to liquidity pools due to the fundamental natures of how AMMs work with and the volatility of cryptocurrencies. Simply put, AMMs like Uniswap use special algorithms to automatically maintain a given liquidity pool's ratio balance, 50-50 ratio. For this one is for ETH WBTC. WBTC is just basically a Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain, so it tracks the value of Bitcoin. Continuing this example, fluctuations in the ETH and WBTC prices can lead to rebalancing in the liquidity pools, which endure acute losses of funds against their original deposits. This experience is dubbed impermanent loss because these losses only become realized permanent if liquidity pools close their positions when they're in the red. So if you pull out your money while you're in the red, you're basically screwed, and that impermanent loss becomes permanent. For instance, if your liquidity position pool position can fall into impermanent loss today and out of it tomorrow, courtesy of market volatility and round, that's how you can recover from it. So impermanent loss, it's what happens when the value of an LP position declines compared to the value of the constituent tokens external to the pool. In other words, impermanent loss is when you would have profited more by simply holding ETH and WBitcoin in your wallet over being an ETH, providing liquidity on Uniswap. So sometimes the amount of money you lose due to impermanent loss, you'll make more just by letting those tokens sit in your wallet due to price appreciation. So it's kind of a balancing act of, which route do you want to go? Here's an example of an impermanent loss. If you're still trying to wrap your head around it. Now, there's this calculator here that helps. Let's say you head over to Uniswap and you want to put in the LP ETH USDC, or I did ETH DAI. USDC and DAI are both stable coins with $1,000. If we tally the current ETH price as $18.50 and the USDC price as $1, you'd put $500 into both assets for a ratio balance, meaning you would end up with 0.27 ETH and 500 USDC. The one I showed you was 0.23 something ETH versus 500 DAI. Now let's head over to the course. A handful of weeks, and ETH price drops to 1,400. That sucks. Your LP position rebalancing would leave you with 0.31 ETH and 434.96 USDC at this point, which comes out to an aggregate value of 869.92 because that ETH still has to match $500, so you end up getting more ETH out of it. However, if you'd simply held your initial 0.27 ETH and 500 USDC to date, you would have 878.38 or approximately $8.50 more. So in this hypothetical, the liquidity pool would have faced just under 1% in impermanent loss. Okay, so here's a calculator. I don't think that was a great example. Anyway, token price. So let's go over to this calculator. Oh, that's just the graphic. All right, so... All right, how did I... Oh, shite. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this calculator. Open link in new tab. All right. Impermanent loss calculator. Okay, token A, let's do $500. Okay, let's just do 100, just to keep it even. Okay, token B, let's do $5. $50. Okay, future prices. So let's say token A goes up to $150. Whoops. And token B, let's just say, just pretend that's a stable coin. So 2% impermanent loss. If $500 of token A and $500 of token B were held, let's see, have $5 token A and $10 token B, value of held $1,250. If $500 of token A and $500 of token B were provided as liquidity, have 4.8 token A and 12.25 token B in liquidity pool. Value, if providing liquidity, $1,224.74. Huh. Okay, well, Can't say that I totally understand all that, but let's take a look here at DeFi.org. This is a pretty good website. I've never seen dailydefi.org, so I'm gonna have to put this on my little tool belt. So they got BAO, Binance, XDAI Farms, total value locked, calculate Goose Finance LP, calculate Viking Swap LP. Huh. Okay. But I'll have to dig in a little further with this. I can't say I completely understood everything that was going on there. So just be honest with you, man. So anyway, strategies to a point. I mean, I know what an impermanent loss is, and I've experienced it, and I lost my butt in the Ocean Protocol marketplace due to impermanent loss. But I don't really get how that calculator works. So anyway. Strategies to avoid it. Avoid volatile liquidity pools. Crypto assets like ETH aren't pegged to the value of an external asset like stablecoins are. So stablecoins are pegged to the dollar, and that's always a dollar. And even though the dollar is being hyperinflated to hell right now, it's still going to be a dollar. So yeah, ETH is not pegged to anything. So the value fluctuates per market demand. So more volatile tokens and pools are going to give you a higher chance of having impermanent loss. But there's also some really good possibility of return there. And so it's a gamble, you know? So yeah, if you like gambling, go to cryptocurrency, right? I don't even like gambling, but here I am. Take note, as liquidity pools centered around volatile assets are the biggest sources of impermanent loss risk, and while crypto blue chips like Ethereum and WBTC may be volatile, much smaller coins have even higher chances of facing massive intraday price swings, so they're way riskier in the lens of impermanent loss. If avoiding impermanent loss is the name of the game for you, one wise move may be to steer clear of volatile liquidity pools, or just liquidity pools in general. If you're really that scared of impermanent loss, just don't play the game. You know, LP for same pegged asset liquidity pools. Stable coins like USDC and DAI are pegged to the value of the US dollar, and like I said, the dollar is a dollar even though it's being hyperinflated. So these tokens always trade right around the dollar mark. And then there are other stable coins like SETH and STETH, synthetic ETH, which are pegged to the ETH and WBTC, RenBTC, which are pegged to BTC. And the same pegged asset liquidity pools, USDC, DAI pool, there's very little volatility between the token pairs. The dynamic naturally shifts and naturally results in little to no permanent loss. Therefore, if you're wanting to earn fees as an LP, but you're not down with facing lots of impermanent loss, same pegged liquidity pools may be a good option. But those pools you don't really make a lot of money in. Anyway, LP for one-sided staking pools. Not all liquidity providers in DeFi come with two token liquidity pools. Indeed, other popular sources of revenue for liquidity pools are staking pools, which are often used to generate protocol solvency and only accept deposits of a single asset type. For instance, consider the stability pool of the lending dApp Liquidity. I don't know Liquidity, but I do know Bancor, and Bancor has been awesome. And then Bancor right here, hold on, let me, okay. The Bancor token acts as an insurance in which you're able to only deposit single-sided liquidity, either the Bancor token or whatever other token of your choice. And if you hold it in there, I believe for 100 days, then it fully insures against any impermanent loss. And during that whole time, you can earn some extra Bancor tokens right here at, you know, APYs of 58.96 in this particular pool right here. USDC Bancor 73.35. I have Bancor in 3 different of these pools, and I'm earning some really good APY in Bancor right now. So yeah, there's some really good stuff going on with this, and there's 56 days left of this reward rate. So yeah, I've done very well. So I would highly recommend Bancor for sure. Yeah. And then let's see here, Liquidity. I've never seen Liquidity, so let's see what Liquidity looks like. A single-sided liquidity pool. Users supply the USD stablecoin to the stability pool to ensure Liquidity's solvency, and in exchange for doing so, these LPs earn a cut of Liquidity's accrued liquidation fees. There's no impermanent loss in such a pool because there's no ratio balancing between the two assets. So that's pretty fascinating. Oh man, it takes me to a YouTube video. I don't really want to watch a long YouTube video right now, so I will pass on that one, but I will look up liquidity. Liquidity pools for uneven liquidity pools. There is some such thing known as balancer, and balancer is where you can maybe put in uneven types of liquidity pools with asset ratios like 95 to 5, 80 to 20, 60 to 40, and so forth. The ratios have implications for impermanent loss. For example, consider the case of 80-20 AVE ETH pool. If the price of AVE climbs against the ETH price, given liquidities pools are most likely exposed to AVE, 80% of the pool price volatility is less impactful on impermanent loss than if they were providing liquidity for 50-50 AVE ETH. So yeah, it reduces the damage, I guess, of impermanent loss if one of the prices changes dramatically. So that's one advantage of Balancer. I believe Balancer 2 may allow you to do three-way liquidity pools, if I'm correct. Let's see here. I've never used Balancer, but I've briefly read about it, and like you can provide liquidity for more than 2 tokens, apparently. I don't know. I don't mark me on that. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's several protocols that use Balancer for their liquidity pools, and so it can be used as almost an external liquidity pool. And then liquidity mining programs. These days, liquidity mining programs where protocols distribute governance tokens to their initial liquidity providers are ubiquitous in DeFi. Why? Because they give these protocols an easy way to decentralize governance, bootstrap liquidity, and win the hearts of the early users. However, many liquidity mining programs offer an advantage, which is that in many cases their token rewards can make up for any impermanent loss that liquidity pools face. Indeed, what's 5% impermanent loss over the course of 2 months if you earn 5 to 25% on your original deposit via token rewards in that span? At the very least, these rewards can offset impermanent loss. So as a liquidity provider, always keep incentivized liquidity pools in mind. And that right now, that's what's going on with Bancor. They're doing some liquidity mining, and that's why you can earn all that extra Bancor. So it might definitely be worth it to take another look at Bancor and their liquidity mining programs going on. Like I said, I've been doing very well with this liquidity mining program, and I have 3 different pools open, and I'm super stoked to be in there. In Aave right now, they have liquidity mining programs going on for Matic, in the Matic, so you can lock up your tokens on Aave and earn Matic tokens as a result, and that's liquidity mining right there too. It's not necessarily the same as a liquidity pool, but it's kind of the same concept. Oops. Yeah, it took me to GitHub. Forget about it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, enter app right here. So I'll just take a quick little gander at this, and yeah, so it's not really the same thing, but yeah, I'm in Aave version 2. Let's go to markets. And so right here, so right here you can see you can earn a little extra APY in the staked Aave token right here, and then over here you can earn it in Matic token. So it's not really exactly the same as liquidity mining, but it's the same type of concept. And you lock your tokens up, you earn an APY, then you earn an extra liquidity mining type of bonus for locking them up. So yeah, but that's what Bancor has going on right now. Anyway, back to this article. Zooming out, as the AMMs keep rising in popularity, impermanent loss is a phenomenon that more and more people are going to have to contend with. The good news is that there are strategies available to help you do so capably and cautiously. Looking ahead, the recent launch of Uniswap version 3 has put concentrated liquidity LPing in specific price ranges rather than long an entire price curve at the forefront of DeFi. So you can pick the price ranges that you want to earn liquidity within. So say for instance DaiCoin, you can pick you earning transaction fees only when DAI drops down to 98 cents to $1 range. But if it goes above $1 to $1.01 and $1.02, it'll go out of the range of you earning transaction fees and then take the risk of impermanent loss outside. Concentrated liquidities amplifies liquidity pools gains and impermanent loss. So it's a new and more liquidity pool paradigm to deal with. Expect to see many more discussions around managing impermanent loss as this concentrated liquidity model continues to gain further adoption. So yeah, you can hyper focus the exact price range that you want to earn transaction fees in a liquidity pool with this new Uniswap version 3. So I haven't messed with it yet. It's pretty interesting, but yeah, it might be something worth checking out if you're interested. So anyway, so action steps: provide liquidity on automated market makers to experiment and track impermanent loss. Execute on some of the above strategies to mitigate your potential loss. So yeah, if you're new to liquidity pools, I would just start with possibly just some stablecoin liquidity pools and go with that instead of trying to jump into some crazy weird token that, barely has anybody using it. You being like, wow, when this gains massive adoption, I'm going to earn so much money by all the transaction fees going through. No, it's not really how it works. I mean, I guess it has worked maybe that way for some people, but yeah, don't be that guy. Just start out easy. Dip your toes in with some stable coin pools. All right. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start my workday and do the deal, man. So hopefully this little go over of impermanent loss was somewhat helpful. It's taken me quite a while to kind of understand that, much less try to articulate it on something like this show that I do. So this is good practice for me to learn this stuff, and this is why, this is a huge reason why I do this show, is to practice articulating this type of stuff. And whenever you're trying to say it, it comes out a lot differently than when you think about it. So practice makes perfect, right? All right, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.